This video is all about card making. What you see here is surely simplicity. My aim is here to help beginner crocheters and learners to make their own cards. It's an ideal holiday project. I'm going to teach you how to make the little daisies and how to crochet the flowers. I'm going to do it really slowly that anyone can follow. Then I'm also going to share valuable tips and tricks because here I've hand sewn on card. You don't need a sewing machine at all. You also do not need thin yarn. I've used double knit yarns. Let me show you this one. This tiny little flower was done actually with double knit yarns that I've just split. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you a video in which I have demonstrated how to do the stem stitch and how to do the leaves. Again, this was just leftover pieces of fabric. And then I just use colors to pick up the colors that's in the card. And now on screen, I'm going to show you this minimum supplies that you need. So here I've just a double knit yarn. So I've cut a piece, the same here. Here is a thinner yarn. There I again splitting it, as you can see. We're going to use this for the inner part of the flower. And now I just need to split this. There are two strands here together. We just remove that little bit. And there it is one strand only. And then this is a strong one. One can easily split it and embroider stems with it. Or you can use it for the inner part of a flower. So let me just cut a piece and also split it. It will be 2 and 2. Sometimes on amigurumi animals, when I just wanted a small flower, I've used this yarn. Let me first just split it off camera. Good. There we have 2 strands. And there we have another 2 strands. I have here 1.5. I'm going to start first trying with the 1.5. I'm going to use this for the center and one of these also for the center of the flower. So let me take the others first out of the way. I don't want to crochet with this one, although let us try, let us do it. This is just one strand. We'll see how far we get. So I make a magic ring, real easy. You just make a little circle around your finger, then you press there on it, there where they overlap. Put the hook in, pull this thread through, still put your finger on it, and now you just make a chain stitch first. Good, there we go. Now I'm going to make 8 DCs into this magic ring. 1, 2, so I crochet over both strands. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there you have the perfect center for a flower. So let me pull this now out. And now we need to sew it so that, that you can now crochet in it. So let us first deal with the middle one. So I'll just go into like that. And like that. Good, so there we can cut the yarn. And now we have this loop. And now you have a choice here. So, because you are going to crochet into this loop here, like that, and you're going to crochet now at this loop there. So you don't want actually the loops to be disturbed. So I'm just going to go in there and pull it tight. And this need to be worked away well. So see, you still need to see those two loops, and you still need to see those two loops when you work. And this mustn't come loose, because otherwise that loops come loose in which you need to crochet. So I'm going to go it a few times here. And the lovely thing is you can even keep, and I'm going to keep this, this tail, because you can use that to sew the little flower onto the fabric. So let us keep this tail. But now you need to remember that is where you went into to connect it. So there is your one loop to crochet into, and there's your other loop to crochet into. You go into one DC under both loops, pull the yarn through, make 5 chain stitches, and slip stitch back into the same DC. Slip stitch into the next DC, 3, 4, 5, and slip stitch back into this. Then again, go into the next one, slip stitch into the DC, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch back into it. Slip stitch into the next DC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch back into the same DC. Slip stitch into the next DC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch back into the same one. We're now here where we have started, and now I have to slip stitch into the last one under both loops. Pull it through this stitch also, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slip stitch back in there. Now I can pull up this loop. You can see a perfect flower with such a bright, lovely center. I can now work in the loose ends, the yellow ones. You make a magic ring like that. There where the overlap, you just hold it there and you pull the yarn through, and you just need to make first a chain stitch to lock the ring. So there is the ring. Now you will crochet into it. So now I need to make 8 DCs into this magic ring. 1, 2, 3. So there we go. And then I can pull it tight, the loose end. Now I just want to show you the other way that you can also now connect the yarn. So you actually create another loop that can serve as a DC. So I take the long end, the working end first. There you can see now I go under both these loops of the first DC. And from the top I go into this loop of the DC just made. And when I pull it tight, I've created another loop there. This loop is now the loop between this one and that one. And then this can also now be used. So this flower will have 9 petals. And now you just need to make sure that the loop doesn't open up So you need to work this yarn away properly, sort of ground it somewhere here. And you can even work then with one strand if you want to get it really to be small. So I'm still going to work now with 2 strands. Go under that one. Pull the yarn through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back into the same DC and slip stitch. Go into the next one, slip stitch, and 5 chains, and slip stitch back into the same DC. And now I slip stitch into the last DC. Oh, will the yarn last? Yeah, we're just going to make it back into this one. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the next one, and then I can pull out the yarn. I actually just want to show you this bright pink that I want to crochet now, the petals with this bright pink. Let us see how this will look like, because that was also a double knit yarn that I've split, but this is just one strand. Here it is. Let us just make the center first. Don't see this as wasted time, because by playing around you actually learn things about yarn and you see what you can use. So now we're with this one. You can see here it's a bit thicker, and then here it's again a bit thicker. It's not even the same thickness all over. So this is maybe not such a good yarn choice, but I wanted to show you that any yarn can possibly be work. So let us go in. So now we take the pink and we need to make chain stitches. I still have my 1,5 millimeter hook. 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch back into the same one. Actually makes lovely chain stitches. Slip stitch into the next one. The last one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back into the same one. And then remember, then we have said now we slip stitch into the very first one where we started the first chain stitch. So I slip stitch in there, and then I can go back with my needle in there once I've pulled it out. This is an absolutely gorgeous one. I have here a piece of fabric that is left over when I've made pot holders, and I now want to put the flower on a piece of this fabric, and then I'm going to make a little card from it. I'm going to cut the other ends once I have now sewn it onto the fabric. So now let us position this. Let us do it there. And then I want to give it now also a stem. And you can see this is long enough, so you can even take a far longer piece. Let me just now make a stem. Like that. Put it there. I just start here at the bottom and I give it 2 free stitches around that. I come out here again when I want to make the stem. My workspace is now becoming a mess from playing around. and dividing yarns. Here I found the double-sided tape that I use for zippers, but not even always. I normally see that I can do without it, but now I'm going to iron this to this lovely fabric that I found in the cupboard. So you can see again, one don't have the idea when you start off with something. It develops as you carry on. I had no idea that I'm going to find now this. Let me do that. And now I need to put this upside down. Also because I want now to sew it now. How will I know? Let me see. That I've centered it. I actually won't know if I don't now do something like this. So now I steam it onto this, and then I'm going to put it on cardstock.